Oh, if I was a female, I'd be part of the fat pussy club. Somebody tell the CEO of Victoria's Secret they need to make the gap bigger in these G-strings I just got. Throw God!
So I came across the Throw God, aka the self-appointed internet starting quarterback, on an app called TikTok. Yes, I'm a grown man with a TikTok account. Everybody's going to be fine. You'll get over it. And I started watching some of these videos, and they're ultra vulgar. He's got his gut hanging out.
Check out my ball sack.
And he's just slinging the rock. And don't get me wrong, he's throwing some dimes. He's throwing 50-yard bombs into that net.
To win this game.
And I was really curious. I was thinking, who is this guy? Is he just a washed-up high school quarterback, the type that you see, out at your hometown at the bar? He's still wearing the Letterman's jacket. And I did a little bit of digging. And this is a guy who is at the Elite 11 quarterback camp. There he is in the picture. No, not that guy. Not that guy either. But there he is in the bottom right. That's Harrison Beck. So I wanted to know exactly what happened to him. Did he go to college? Did he not go to college? Was he drafted? What the hell happened to him? So this guy's name is Harrison Beck. He's the self-appointed internet starting quarterback. He's all over social media. He's got some vulgar videos. He's pumping them out 4 to 5 times a day. So I did some digging, read some articles, and really went back in time, back to 2004, 2007. So actually, as an 8th grader who was living in Charlotte, North Carolina, Beck received his first scholarship offer from the University of North Carolina. And this is something that I feel like is becoming a little bit more popular, where these college coaches are going to middle schoolers who have absolute raw talent, and they're planting the seed, giving them that scholarship offer in hopes that they continue to project upwards and hopefully one day be that elite athlete or elite quarterback for their team. In the 9th grade, as a freshman, other offers started to roll in. We're talking Purdue, Stanford, other local schools like North Carolina State, Duke, East Carolina. But he ended up going with Nebraska, a school with some great football history. So what kind of career did he have in Nebraska? How did that whole thing go? Well, pretty quickly, he was in a quarterback controversy. They weren't sure who was going to start, and he was not the starting quarterback. There's a lot of quotes out there from players, and they all have the same trend that Beck had some pretty unbelievable talent, had a great arm, but just was not disciplined. He wasn't doing the preparation work. He wasn't taking that leadership position. And yes, even though he was talented, he wasn't in a place to lead that team. Then suddenly on August 4th, 2006, Beck walked right out of practice and he never came back. What he said about that was, I just want to practice and throw and win the Heisman and go to a national title, and I'm having to deal with all this nonsense. And he was referring to the quarterback controversy. He added, I didn't decide to transfer. I fired Nebraska. I basically said, you're fired, like Donald Trump, and I laughed. So he walked right out of practice. He packed up his car. He drove all the way home to Tampa Bay, and 3 days later, he was granted release from his scholarship, and he ended his Nebraska career. He said, I would have had a lot of success if I stayed at Nebraska, no questions asked. I probably would have led Nebraska to a national title. So through all of this, and that's not an easy situation to go through as a young person or a young quarterback, and even through his failure and all his future failures in this story, his confidence has absolutely never wavered.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Cam refers to it as quarterback, as QB1 energy. He loves himself.
That's QB1 energy. That's what I'm talking about.
So you got to wonder, with all these schools, seeing these quotes, seeing the attitude that this guy has, who's going to pick him up? So he ended up choosing NC State, and they ended up going with a new coach who came over from Boston College. And Beck had a little something to say about him. He said, this guy's from the Navy, and I'm not exactly like a little pumpkin pie haircut like Matt Ryan. I'm kind of a savage animal, a beast. I'm not exactly sure what he meant by that, if he was just saying he was a better quarterback than Matt Ryan, but if you don't get the reference, it's a Dumb and Dumber reference. He's basically calling him a Lloyd Christmas, and his confidence was just still sky high. So at the beginning of the year, he was the starting quarterback in 2007, but Beck struggled during the season and ended up splitting time with Daniel Evans at quarterback. Beck threw for only 900 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. So when that was a failed stop at NC State, he finally ended up at Division II North Alabama, where he would just play immediately. And I mean, he was a former 5-star recruit, and he ended up playing well at that level of competition, and the coach was letting him call his own plays, and he threw for 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. His quote on that experience was, down there, Terry let me call my plays. It was like 1960s Johnny Unitas. He's just like, call whatever you want, man. I trust you, Beck said. Next thing you know, I throw for 40 touchdowns.
Just like telling the Nebraska and NC State coach, see, this guy gets it. You could have had this all along.
So he never ended up getting drafted or anything like that. Obviously, with 2 failed stints and just very bad numbers at a couple colleges, that's just not going to happen. So we ended up giving the Arena Football League a shot. He played some indoor football as well. I don't even know what that means. There's, I guess, another Arena Football League. His football career came to an end in 2011, but he still remained as confident as ever, stating, "My arm doesn't need you. You need my arm."
I come early. Throw God.
So this is a guy who's like the real life version of, well, the football version of Kenny Powers. He had so much promise, and it's really interesting to see some of these guys who are just top of the line for quarterbacks, these Elite 11 guys. So a lot of them have very raw talent, but they don't have the discipline. They don't prepare for games. And it's also kind of impressive that quarterbacks can do well in college without doing all of that. Thanks everybody for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. It really means a whole lot to us. Turn on that notification bell. We're pumping out some content, and appreciate all you guys.